Hey everyone, Dan here. And if you've been bouncing around the internet, you might have seen some reports that Chris Evans will be returning to the MCU. Now, that's completely fascinating. I think that's going to shake up a lot of people, surprise them, because Evans was pretty adamant about him leaving the MCU and hanging up the shield. Also, they did kind of write his character out, but not completely. So what does it mean? Well, first, let's take a look at what Deadline actually is reporting. Now, according to them, they're saying that the deal is still kind of vague, and it hasn't closed yet. Well, they're not sure if it's closed yet or not, but it's in the process of it, and that he'll be returning for at least one Marvel property, maybe two. And the sources saying that it's going to be similar to the way that Robert Downey Jr. returned. And if you remember correctly, Robert Downey Jr. came back, and after the third Iron Man movie, he only appeared in Avengers movies and in Spider-Man Far From Home. So that's a possibility with Chris Evans. Now, what does that mean? Let's take a look. Let me share my screen here. Don't you love technology? Okay, so Chris here, over there, has been playing Captain America for a long time. He appeared the first time in Captain America, the First Avenger, and then the Avengers movie, then Winter Soldier, popped up in Spider-Man Far From Home as a guest spot, also the other Avengers movies, Age of Ultron, also the third Captain America movie, Civil War, and Endgame and Infinity War. So will he come back? Well, if the reports are true and he's going to come back, I don't think he's going to come back for his own movie. And that's pretty much what the reports are saying. I don't think we're going to get another Captain America movie, which I don't know if we need one. Now, I think it would be good for the box office, especially with the pandemic, that having a Captain America movie, I think, would draw a lot of people, especially if it's something really good, some big name villain. I think it's a possibility, but I don't think that's what Marvel's going to do. They've kind of pushed this in the direction. Now, last we saw him, he had returned the Infinity Stones and lived a life with Peggy Carter and was quite happy. So, what does bringing him back mean? Well, it really comes up to where he's going to show up. Now, the obvious first place has to be in the What If series. Now, these are animated features that take moments in the MCU and twist them a little bit. Like, what if Peggy Carter got the super soldier serum instead of Steve Rogers? What if T'Challa was abducted by Yondu instead of Peter Quill? Now, that's pretty interesting. Those are going to be fun little animated stories. But I'm pretty sure that he's already committed to coming back for those, as most of the cast has, or they wouldn't have done the first season. I think a lot of these are pretty close to being in the can. I think that's a done deal. And I don't think this is what he's signing back for. I think we'll hear him in that, but I don't think that's what he's signing up for. Now, what else? Well, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Last we saw him, he was Old Man Cap, and this could possibly be a cameo of him as old Steve Rogers helping out Sam and Bucky. Totally possible. I don't know if they would do that, though. Why would you bring him back for a small screen thing? I think if you're going to bring him back, it should be for something bigger. Now, it may be that they're doing two things. Maybe he pops up there. But they should be done filming this at this point. I mean, it's supposed to come out in February. So unless there's a sequel, and the only series we've gotten news on the sequel so far are What If and Loki. So will there be a sequel to WandaVision? Will they be a sequel to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier? We don't know yet. Have to wait until see that actually comes out. Well, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Now, that makes a lot of sense because we're going to see alternate reality versions of some of the characters. So getting Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans to come back to play different versions of their characters, that's very likely. I could see him coming back for that. Maybe playing, instead of Captain America, he plays Nomad, a character, a title that Steve Rogers took on when he was Captain America and became disillusioned with the United States. He didn't want to have a country. And it's kind of where they went in when you first see him in Infinity War, where the star is off his chest, the Avenger logos are off, but he's still got the uniform. That's kind of his Nomad version, but they never really said it. But it's possible. Could be another. In the comics, there's multiple versions of Steve Rogers. There was a clone that took place in the 50s and 60s that it could, or the 50s. It could be Captain America. There was the Hydra clone. I mean, there's plenty of possibilities that they could use in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I think there's a good chance that's one of the projects he's coming back for. Another one, Secret Invasion. Now, Secret Invasion is all about the Skrulls hiding on Earth. Now, in the comics, the Secret Invasions are the Skrulls taking over some of the powered people. And Cap, they might be able to pull off. It's really his strength and his abilities. Maybe. We don't know how much stronger the Skrulls are on Earth compared to humans. But I could see a Skrull pretending to be him. That could be interesting. So that's another possibility. He could show up in Secret Invasion. Now, and then that's also Nick Fury. That's Ben Mendelsohn, or Samuel L. Jackson, Ben Mendelsohn. So that's going to be a pretty big event. So that's a possibility. Here's another stray idea, the Invaders. And there's talk about bringing Namor into the series, into the universe. And Namor was part of the Invaders. It was Captain America, Bucky, Namor, the original android Torch, and Toro. Well, I don't think we're ever going to get Toro. But we did get the android Torch in a Easter egg in the first Captain America movie when they're going in to see Howard Stark's flying machine at the State Fair or the World Fair. There's Professor Horton's awesome android, or whatever it's called, and that is the android Torch. So I could see them maybe doing a flashback and whatever version of wherever we get Namor, maybe he's in the new Fantastic Four movie. And because, I mean, Namor was created back in the 40s, I think it is, for Marvel Comics. He was actually in the first Marvel Comics #1, back when they were timely. He was basically their first real superhero, him and Android Torch. So when he returned to the modern day, the Stan Lee era, he appeared first in Fantastic Four, and it's Johnny Storm that found him. So maybe he has something to do with the Fantastic Four. Maybe he shows up in Black Panther 2, and we get a flashback to his time during World War II, and we get to see a side mission with when he worked with the Invaders, and Cap went away from his Howling Commandos and worked with Namor and the android Torch for a mission. And you know, maybe it's not a full movie, but maybe we get a flashback to it or something. That would be fascinating. A good reason to bring Chris Evans back. I think a lot of people would get a kick out of seeing that. So I think those are some of the possible places he could return. I'm not sure where it's going to be, but again, I don't think it's going to be a full movie. It's not going to be a full Captain America movie. As much as I'd love to see one, as much as I think one would really help the box office right now, I think once the pandemic is over, it might be tough to get people back into theaters with all these streaming services and stuff. There's going to need to be big tentpole movies that get people to come back, to get back into the groove of things once it becomes possible. And a big Avengers movie could be it, especially if it brings back Chris Evans. And there's talk about them trying to bring back Robert Downey Jr. So if they really want to get people back in the theater, having Iron Man and Captain America return for a movie, that might be the thing to do it. Again, we won't know for sure, but it's pretty interesting. And so that's my thoughts on Chris Evans. Again, it's not 100% that he signed. Of course, Evans has said on social media, news to me. But then again, these guys who work for Marvel now, they'll deny until it's officially announced. Look at Tatiana Maslany, who not only was, people saying that she had been cast as She-Hulk, the director was congratulating her, and she denied it until Kevin Feige actually walked out and said it at the Disney investor meeting. So there's a good chance Chris Evans is going to play dumb until he's actually announced or actually in a movie. So, which is fine. I think that's fine. I like the idea of him coming back. I don't know if we need to bring Cap back in the standard way, de-age, old man, Steve Rogers or anything like that. I think he has a fitting ending to his story arc, just like Robert Downey Jr. does. So I hope if they do find a way to bring either of them back, it's creative. It's something that isn't going to lessen the impact of Endgame. I think we have a lot of really good actors carrying the mantle forward, with Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange, Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. We've still got Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. We still have Chris Hemsworth as Thor. We still got the Guardians. And there's a lot of great actors coming up. I mean, we could spend more time with Wanda and Vision. We're going to get some of that starting tonight, midnight. I'll probably be staying up and watching it because I did it for Mandalorian. I don't see why I won't do it for this. Now I'll be tied up all day tomorrow, but I will hop on Saturday and give you guys my thoughts on that. So stay tuned for that. And don't forget that, okay, that's going to wrap up my talk on this, but don't forget our first official, over there. Yeah. There it is. Pop Go the Writers, our first official podcast, is going to be Sunday night, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be broadcast on, wherever you're watching me right now, whether it's Facebook, under my name, Dan Wickline, YouTube, and it'll be available afterwards on YouTube if you don't, and that's Dan Wickline 1, no space, Dan Wickline 1. Also, if you're a Twitch user, I am on Twitch, also under name Dan Wickline. So you should be able to find me pretty easily. It's just my name. So look for us there. The guests, it's going to be Rosalinda Diaz, Dan Taylor, and our guest is Jim Beard. And hopefully, if this all works out, everybody likes what we're doing, the three of us will return with a different guest each week, bringing in a different writer who has some unique opinions. That's kind of how we want to do it. So look forward to hearing from you guys. If you like this new format where I'm just kind of winging it, just going on live and talking. If you like that, let me know. If there's anything you want me to cover, if during the day you see a news story that just doesn't make sense to you, you want to hear a little more about it, or just want to hear my thoughts on it, drop me a line. Again, Facebook, and I'm on Twitter as well. So, and again, it's always my name. So you should be able to find me pretty easily. And, this ugly mug shouldn't be hard to tell. So come find me. Let me know what you guys want to hear. And that's going to do it for tonight. I hope you all have a wonderful time, wonderful evening, and a good weekend. And please come for the podcast. Whether you listen to it live or catch it on repeat on YouTube or Twitch, please listen. Let me know what you think. Jump in the comments. You should be able to comment. I'm not sure. I think you have to, live viewers comments. There's something about you might have to allow StreamYard to post your comments or something. So if you're doing it from Facebook or you're doing it from one of the other services, you might have to approve it before they'll start taking it. But either way, jump in. Let me know what you think. Okay. Everybody, peace out. Have a good night, and we'll talk soon.